Welcome, welcome, welcome. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Today, or rather tonight, we got ourselves a really good stream.
That's a pretty good
I've
voice.
got myself a special little guest. Her name, she's a legend.
A what?
She is a legend among this parts here. A very rare and noble person. She goes by the name of Professor Poopy Pants around these parts, but she's also known as
Unbelievable.
my wife, Becky Kendall. Hello, everybody. How are you doing? Say hello.
Hi.
Awesome. This is the stream. This is I'm just watching it, making sure that it goes okay. And I know probably nobody will be watching this because it's late at night. Number one. Number two, I haven't streamed in a long time. And number three, I'm not really that popular to begin with, so
It's okay.
all those things together mixed in one.
Let's have fun. Who cares?
Tonight we're going to be playing the Dark Pictures Anthology, Man of Medan. As you can tell, I've got a little bit of a cold.
Do they talk like that in the game?
What?
I don't know anything.
No.
I know very little about this game. So
I don't know, actually. I really don't.
it'd be really funny if they did talk like that.
I don't think they do.
'Cause then
Well, maybe
you would
this.
spot
Maybe there's this
on.
one guy actually. I think who does. But
Okay.
okay. So let's go. We're gonna be playing this game tonight. It's gonna be a lot of fun. It's gonna be us two having a blast. If anybody stops by, great. If not, no big deal. Hello.
Excuse you. That's the sound it should make whenever somebody enters the stream to watch. It should just be like a giant belching sound.
Giant belching sound. Yeah, that's
But it's
a good
like a
idea.
pre-recorded belch from one of us.
Yeah, you.
Yeah, because mine's rocks.
Mine's rocks.
Because mine rock.
Because mine's just rocks. They rocks my socks off. All right. All right, let's get it going, babe.
Okay, let's do it. So you might need to guide me and direct me and help me because I don't know what I'm doing and I mix up the controls. Like, I feel like half the time when I'm playing the game with you, I'm always saying square on the left, square on the left, square on the left because for some reason my brain switches.
I don't think the YouTube chat isn't working. That's right, I forgot the YouTube chat doesn't work on this thing.
Why not?
I don't know.
Did it used to?
Enable live chat. Yeah.
You're waking up in 7.5 hours. You still have like my medicine alarms on your phone.
Oh, do I?
Yeah, because why else would you wake up at 5:30 in the
We
morning?
won't live chat. True. What are you talking about? I always wake up that early.
You need to turn those off because you.
Yeah.
That happened yesterday too.
Ooh,
I
really?
went off at like 4 in the morning. I was like.
I don't remember that.
And maybe 2 days ago. I'm done with my meds.
All right.
I'm off the meds now, so.
She's off the meds. All right,
No
we're going to
need
get a
to
little
wake
bit
me up.
more. We're going to get a little more intimate. And turn the lights down low. Turn the lights down low. Yeah, I forgot. This doesn't actually shoot. Might have to pop this out. Just put it like right here.
There you go.
Oops. No. Wow. Okay.
All right, are we ready? 'Cause
Oh, nice.
I am ready.
Yo, Justin.
Hey,
Oh,
Justin,
ow.
what's up? up?
How's it going, dude?
Good evening.
It's good to see you, he says. What? He's back. Show am. Yeah, there's something going on with I forgot, the YouTube chat doesn't work with Restream right now, so good thing I just pulled that up. Dude, it's so good to see you, my friend. Yep, I'm back with the wifey. We gonna be playing this game. Let's go ahead and transition on over.
Woo.
Yeah, anytime you want to start, babe, go for it.
Oh, okay. Let's do it.
Oh, that's why I need this.
I accept. I have to scroll down. Skip to the end.
There we go. Okay.
Brightness. I like it bright.
Nice and bright. Hey, dude, Justin, it's so good to see you, man. How have you been? You've been okay?
74. Don't play
I
alone.
hope you've been well.
Or playing alone.
Oh, okay.
Is this how you do it?
So wait. Go to play with your friends. Go to settings. Oh, that's just okay, go back. So there is a way we can do this. Okay.
Should we try?
Perhaps. Well, maybe not right now,
Okay.
but because.
So play alone for now.
Whoa.
I want to get going. I'm tired of waiting.
All right, hang on. Go back real quick. I know. I'm sorry. Hit don't play alone. Just see what the options are. Shared story. Okay, movie night. Pass the DualShock 4 wireless controller and play the story together, supporting 2 to 5 friends.
Your call.
Maybe. What do you want to do?
I don't care. I want to start playing.
All right, let's do this. Movie night.
Okay.
I've been good. Same old stuff, but good. How about you and Becky? Yeah, same. Pretty much the same.
Pretty much the same. Pretty much the same.
Same old story.
The foliage is in New York. It's lovely.
All right,
it's lovely this time of year.
We're gonna do new story. Yeah, we've been okay. Okay, so player 1. Edit. Hit X.
Oh.
Put your name in.
My name. Okay.
Whoa, you gotta hit square though first. Square all the way. Hold it down. There you go.
Gotcha.
Hey, Danth! How's it going, my dude? It's good to see you, my friend. Yeah! As you can see, I have a lovely guest here.
Ayo! What's your name gonna be, babe? Sir Babes a lot?
I want my name to be... I don't know. It's your birthday. Dude, that's awesome, Danth. Happy birthday.
Oh, happy birthday
It was my birthday 4 days ago.
October babies. Libras in the house.
And how about... Let's do GMNT for game night.
Giamente?
GMNT.
Oh.
All capitals. All capitals.
I thought...
Just hit the square button.
I thought that you were...
L2.
L2. Thank you.
L2 again. One more time.
T? Giamente?
Yeah.
I thought you were making up a name, Giamente. I'm like, Giamente?
My name is Giamente.
What's Giamente?
Giamente.
That's a fun name I've never heard of.
All right, keep going. Keep going.
Ready?
Yep.
Roll. Ooh, I'm cute.
All right, who do you want to be?
Ooh, Julia Gulia? No.
Julia. Fliss.
Fliss. She's got some nice lips with Angelina Jolie.
Fliss.
Whoa.
That's lips.
Conrad, I know you.
Yeah, that's we know that guy.
That's the guy we know.
Fliss.
And Brad, is he's in Detroit.
No, he's not.
That's Josh.
No, it's not.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's Josh.
I don't think so.
You know what? I'm gonna be Julia Coolio.
All right.
Who do you want to be?
I want to be Conrad.
All right.
All right. Who do you want to be now? Next. You want to be Josh?
You can be. You're more than one character.
Yeah, we're gonna pick until they're gone. You should be Lip Girl.
I feel like I want to be a guy and a girl. I think I'm gonna be this guy. I'm gonna be Brad.
All right.
No, I'm gonna be Alex.
Yeah, Alex. Okay. I'll be Fliss.
Fliss. What a name.
And then you get to be one more person. Yeah.
Just one more person?
Yeah, you get to be Brad and Alex.
Okay. Cool. I couldn't pick between the two, so I guess I'll get to be both of them. All right, let's do it.
Sorry I have to leave so early, but I need to go to the bathroom bad.
Oh, boy.
All right, you go and take care of business, buddy.
Peace.
Have fun with that. We'll be here.
Because we don't take bathroom breaks.
That's right. Not when we play this game. Fliss has the lip.
Flissy lippy.
Hey, Penguin's Fishing. How's it going, dude? Fliss has the lips. Penguin's Fishing. What's up, dude? It's good to see you, my friend. See you, Dan. Oh, I've got a bit of a cold, you guys. I'm sorry.
That's why he's not touching the remote control.
Well, I will be.
That's so loud.
I know, I'm sorry. Can you guys hear the game okay? I hope the game's loud enough. I just turned it up a bit. Awesome. Yeah, it's great to see you, Penguins. It's great to see all you guys. Dude, I've been playing Battlefield 3 a lot on the PS3. Not over that blow.
Whoa. Stop the press. Looks like old Charlie Charming's got a little business to attend to.
Got that blow in the back. Can you fight?
Hey, give me a quarter. Why? Gonna find out my future. Let's have it. What's in store for me, Pop?
Post World War II. Have you got a question to ask the tiles? Curious, dubious. Well, well, it's up to you.
Yeah, I think curious. How do I move it though? It's not.
R. Use R to choose. R.
Whoops! I always do that. Whoa! What'd you do?
What did you do? Is the question.
I pressed.
Like that.
I guess I just want to know about my son. Will he?
The graphics are great.
All right. Things gonna work out for him.
Choose the bamboo tile or the dragon tile. Okay, so what did you press for this?
I pressed R1.
All right, so this shows us Joe. He's altruistic and selfish. How can it be altruistic, selfish, and secure, reckless? Okay, so he's all these things.
Okay.
He's kind of eager. You can see eager floating in the background there.
Mm-hmm.
Something else. Guarded. He's very guarded.
Okay. Hear your fortune.
Hear your fortune.
Okay, so back.
Come on, babe.
No, it says...
Babe. Dragon tail or bamboo tail. Use R to choose.
Why doesn't it let me use these guys?
This. It wants you to use this. That's what I'm telling you. It's this.
Oh.
Oh, boy.
Oh, this is R1 and R2. I thought I had to push one of those.
I said R. Press and hold R2 to pick up objects. Use R to examine. There you go. Ooh,
Okay.
fish.
Looks like fish.
It is a fish, bro. It's really hard to read. All that's really tiny. I wish I could make it larger.
Ooh, that's not good.
Wait, what? What does that mean?
Dead?
What does that mean? What the hell, man?
Traits updated. R1. Reckless, insecure, altruistic, selfish.
Reckless wasn't there before.
It was on the bottom.
Oh.
So it looks like
Guarded, eager.
before it was altruistic and selfish were on the left. Reckless and insecure were on the right. Insecure, reckless. So I wonder...
Maybe these are closer to... Or like higher?
Yeah, I don't know. Okay.
Okay.
Oh, yeah? Think you got the stuff? Fine. Sure. Let me on the water. Let me start a tab.
I want to see Lip Girl. Fliss.
I'll give it a whirl.
So this is probably like the tutorial. Oh. R to aim, R2 to punch.
Okay.
Wow.
Why is it like lower?
Wow. Go, just go on the thing. It's not that difficult. Just.
It wants me to go in the center of this thing?
Yes.
Alright. Wow.
Oh, do it! Hurry!
What is
Hurry!
happening?
Go!
I'm pressing
Over
it.
to the right. To the right. Oh, you weren't even. Oh, guys, I'm gonna lose it.
The controller? I don't like the controller.
Heart attack.
It's really hard for me. I'm not a gamer, okay?
Yeah, clearly. So circle. Okay. Sorry.
Quiet. That's what's supposed to be good about this is I don't know what the heck I'm doing. Oh. I don't like going faster.
It's part of the process. Oi! Yo, Cody, how's it going, dude? Specteon.
Oh my goodness.
Thank you for coming to play. She's working that gaming hand-eye coordination. True. That gaming hand-eye coordination. Yeah, you're right. I'm sorry.
That's a whole new muscle that I don't have.
It's a whole new muscle. Gaming's a whole new world for you.
We're gonna have you bake a cake for one of these streams.
That's a good idea.
Then we'll see who's laughing.
Watch her do it perfectly. No, Mike. Oh, God. You like my singing, Cody? Apologies, guys. Man's got to do what man's got to do.
Got great sound effects tonight.
Great.
Real great.
It's so great, guys.
So great. That was 3 dead bodies.
Ooh, look at those graphics.
Great graphics.
Where did it go? Huh.
I can't really hear it.
I know. Do you want me to turn it up a little?
Yeah. Oof.
I just don't want it to bleed
Great.
through.
I'm gonna have to fight somebody.
Shoot.
Wow.
Why were those off? There we go. Ooh. It happens. Show does. I love your noises more. To me, the voices and movements are too stiff. Oh, yeah? I think it looks pretty good. What's going on?
I'm just kidding.
Not you, the game.
Oh.
Wow.
I thought you meant like us.
Oh boy.
His face looks a little swollen.
Just a little bit.
Look at those eyebrow hairs. June 22nd, sick bay. 1:36 a.m. Oh my goodness.
Whoa. All right. Ooh, what? What is it? What is it, Codester? It's a key. Oh no, dead body.
Can I do anything?
I don't know.
Just looking at it.
Make sure you speak a little louder when you speak. Sorry, baby.
You're fine.
Just want them to hear you.
Well,
Let's see if he has any money.
there's no options. Oh, I
Oh,
guess.
your B-Day was the 4th? Oh no, dude, I'm so sorry.
Happy birthday to you. Yeah, 7 days later.
7 days later. No, 8 days later. No,
What?
6 days
6
later.
days later.
6
We don't
days
know what
later.
day of the week it is. Okay. I don't know what to do. These are very close quarters.
Yes, they are.
Oh, look at that.
Very close indeed. Which is okay, and thanks, that's good. Dude, my birthday was on the 6th. I forgot we have birthdays that are close to each other. And then Belle's birthday is the 14th, I think. I don't actually remember. I know, I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
How's your time off? Just get me out of here already.
How is no one freaking out that there was a dead person in his locker?
And gunfight, too. And there was
I don't know.
a corpse. What? In the sick bay. Something's wrong. Let's get out of here.
See, that's how I would react to if a corpse was in
Yeah,
there.
exactly.
He's like, there was a corpse in the room.
Like, okay.
Okay.
Goodbye. Me leaving. Mike talking casually about birthdays while Becky's intensely focused. Birthdays are awesome, guys. I love birthdays. Whoa, shoot, what was that? X. Okay, press X in the time with the heartbeat. In time with the heartbeat.
Okay,
So
well, there's no heartbeat right
you'll
now.
see it. Okay, so I think it's going to be in between. See the space in between? Oh, you got it.
I got this. Ooh, that's a gun.
This guy went mad.
This guy looks familiar. Shoot.
Wow. Somebody screwed up.
I had a good rhythm going. Oh. Oh. We're just standing. I thought I was the other guy for a second. Why do they walk so slow? This is the one thing about these games that drives me crazy, especially in a situation like this. There's a dead person in your bedroom. You
Yeah.
should be moving a little more quickly. And they stop like this.
True. Yeah. Oh, he looks a little. Oh, what's going on?
Shoot. That was creepy.
What's he doing?
Is it supposed to be a scary game, or is it supposed to be like a rom-com?
A rom-com.
Like these guys are gonna meet that lady Bliss.
Hello,
What's her name?
Abby. Welcome to the stream. Wow, it's been a long time.
All right.
How's it going? Sorry, what were we saying?
That door is locked.
Yeah,
Sorry, it's
now
locked.
it's locked. I see, now it's locked. No, go back.
Well,
What did you ask me?
I didn't ask anything.
You said something. What did you say?
I was asking if this is supposed to be scary or if it's like a
it's
rom-com.
like Until Dawn. Rom-com?
Just being silly.
Like, oops. There's a dead body. Yeah.
How come my friend's not following me anymore?
It really has, and been good. How have you been? We've been really good. It's great to see you. Yeah, we've been.
Mash? Is it mashing?
Press repeatedly. Yep. You didn't do it.
I did it. I mashed the heck out of that. My thumb is sore.
Okay.
Come back and help me again. Get back over here. Let's do this again, man. Ready?
Yeah, we've been good though. Keep going. Yeah, there you go. There you go.
Wow.
Oh, I think I'm understanding this now.
What?
This is the freighter.
Oh, yeah, I knew that already.
Okay. Oh, you did, huh?
That's pretty obvious. It was a freighter.
No. Yeah, that's what I was saying. This is a
You
freighter.
didn't see the freighter in the beginning?
Guys, I figured it out. This is a freighter.
Well, like, I mean, that's the only thing about this that I
this
knew
is
is
the
that
freighter
we're
that
on a freighter.
Yeah, but this is the one that gets haunted that you find later
Well,
with the
I
other
figure
people.
when the bodies in
Just get a super shotgun and fight the cyber demons. Wallet in.
I don't think you saw the intro. I think you missed the
Tycoon.
intro. There were three like wooden caskets, which I assume had bodies in it,
You do that in this game? That sounds pretty cute.
and it got struck by lightning.
Hold R1 to walk. L1 to walk faster. There you go.
L1. You can read that. It says L1.
Yep, L1 to walk faster.
Oh, this feels so much better.
So, is it just me? Or are you getting a real strange feeling right now? Do I look like a guy who lets you talk?
Happy birthday
To y'all.
to you. Happy birthday. Whoa.
Hey, Chuck? You see that kid over there? No? You feeling alright?
Yeah, let's run towards the dead body.
Ooh, I don't like this. I don't like this.
Oof.
Ooh.
Ugh, I gotta use weapons now.
You walk around in constant circles, it'll unlock an Easter egg.
What?
Just kidding, but I'll find it amusing. Oh boy.
Have you played this game before?
I don't know. But that is kind of funny.
Since we're finding an Easter egg filled with chocolate.
It's called the troll egg. Whoa.
You're really killing my vibe here, babe.
Killing my vibe here, babe.
Come here.
Sounds like a child.
Whoa.
Is that his friend?
Yeah.
Oh, God, no. Charlie!
Oh.
Hello, buddy. Welcome. Welcome, welcome, welcome.
Oof.
It is great to see you.
That's a kid. Oh, that's
Welcome
a
to the
creepy
stream.
kid.
Oh, God.
Ooh.
Go
what do I-
over.
Oh, God.
Oh, you messed up.
Oh, no.
You should have shot him. You're supposed to shoot him.
Well, I got that after.
Wow.
Can I try it again?
Nope, you're dead.
Oh, that sucks. Good thing they gave me 2 players.
And it's over.
I'm
Game
so bad
over.
at this. This is why I play The Sims. There's no losing in The Sims.
True.
You just make babies and feed your family and grow a garden. It's harmless. This is real life.
Ooh, thank you. Nice overlay, Betty says. Yes, I've been working on a bunch of different scenes and transitions and such.
Is it going to be your turn soon?
Nope. It's your turn forever.
What the heck?
The heck?
Who am I supposed to be? I'm dead, so what am I even doing? What's happening?
I don't know what's going on.
The power of Christ compels you. The power of Christ compels you. Ooh.
Everybody's dead. Now it's a haunted ship.
I'm gonna come back and I'm gonna kill your character.
Oh, really?
Ooh, I like this.
Really, though?
Oh, this is so this sounds like from the "Oh Brother, Where Art Thou."
Ah.
Yeah, this song's on that movie.
Oh.
It's an old Southern gospel song.
Yeah. Oh, brother, where art thou?
No, they sing that.
In hell.
They sing that when they're about to bury these people.
The overlays are very, very nice. Oh, thank you guys. I've been working on them just to kind of shake things up a bit.
Getting shaky.
Just wanted to say hi. Got to take a shower and go to bed. Well, buddy, it was great seeing you. Thank you so much for stopping in. You've got a birthday coming up, so you know.
Blow out those candles, make a wish.
Make a wish, blow out the candles.
Well, this must be the head honcho.
If I can't, I'll be back. Yeah, absolutely.
He's getting a lot of screen
The only
time.
part I actually
Samara's
like
in this.
of the game.
Supermassive Games, nice.
Ready? There you go.
I can just now whistle again. My mouth is not in the excruciating pain that it was in. I had my wisdom teeth taken out.
I love this band. They're so good. What band is this, Abby? Like, you should play Blair Witch. Dude, yes! I have that downloaded.
Blair Witch?
Blair Witch. It's another scary game.
I guess there's a scary witch in it.
And her name is Blair.
Nice. That was a sweet end opening.
Hello. And welcome
Oh,
to my repository.
alright, let's see what this guy has to say.
I want a thing like that to carry around the house when I gotta get to places. It's pretty sweet.
That would be nice.
I'm the curator.
It's also a fire
He's the
hazard.
Favorite stories.
I love.
Stories of love and hate, greed and beauty, life and death. Stories such as this one.
Ooh.
The rom-com.
I'm here to record the story you choose to tell. You see, this tale is only part written. and the
It's
choices
another
you make
not scary game you can't lose.
determine
Wink.
whether the lives of whom
It's
you are
terrifying. Yeah.
fearing continue to flourish, or whether they are snuffed out.
I've heard Blair Witch is really scary.
Yeah, let's do it.
We make decisions according to our own moral compass.
Sorry, there was a thing.
And we have to live with those decisions or die by them. But you shouldn't fear death. It is, after all, inevitable. It is the tax one pays for having lived, and it comes, eventually, to everybody.
The band is called Chemists.
None of us want for it to come too
Worth listening to. Okay.
soon.
Chemist, like chemistry.
No, Chemists.
As in
Oh,
life,
chemists.
the actions you take matter. The choices you make will affect others.
Yes, clearly, my choice affected my guy. He's dead.
On your progress, it's not my
That's
place
all right.
to interfere, but I might be persuaded to offer the occasional hint. Here's one for free. There are pictures in this world that can show you some possible futures. If you can find them and study them, they may just help you to make better decisions. Or should I say, decisions that result in the outcomes you would prefer.
Huh, okay.
That's all for the moment. We'll talk again soon enough. We'll have the opportunity to account for all the actions that you've taken, or whatever mess you've made.
Yeah, that'll be me.
Interesting.
I'm about to make a real big mess. Because I don't know what controller button does what.
I don't know what controller does. Button
I don't know
does.
which way they even
Button
hold this thing.
controller.
Oh, Becky, that's me. Crap.
All right.
Ooh, look at that. Ooh.
Here we go.
Are we in Vietnam? Look at the trees. Where are we?
Ooh, palm trees. Must be Vietnam.
Palm trees. Wow.
Let's try that again.
Oh,
Oh,
Brad.
witty.
He's innocent.
Alex's brother, innocent. He's witty and innocent.
Oh, they're brothers. Aww. One of them's definitely gonna die.
Probably. Motivated, insecure. Brad's brother, Julia's boyfriend.
Oh, Julia Gulia.
Julia Gulia, your character.
We run out, we can always call for backup. So, look, never been down there before. Yeah, the water, diving. Maybe you could show me how to approach it. Like, pretty serious.
This is like present day, and that before was back in the 40s.
Yeah, it was post World War II.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of, yeah.
All right. I had to work. It's embarrassing.
It's what? It's embarrassing taking them by yourself. It's embarrassing you came all the way out here expecting me to hold your hand.
Okay.
That dive cam is like super expensive. Bro, be cool. What? Julia and Conrad are, how to say it, super fucking loaded. So, don't sweat the whole stuff, man. It's not cool. Don't make me regret letting you tag along.
Ooh.
Wow.
Yeah, seriously. Accusatory. I was invited, not good with people. Say that.
Tag along? Seriously? I thought I was invited. Julia wanted you to come along. For real? Julia? Yeah, man. She wanted you to come. I wanted her to see how cool you are, but you're not. So be cool.
Wow.
All right, I mean,
That's not very nice.
Yeah, he's gonna die.
Alex has got to go.
when you met up at school, it'd be stressful, Feel a little shocker. And man, the long distance thing, Julia, it's been rough.
Let's see. My name Bob.
Yeah, I
My
get you.
name Bob.
Must be tough.
Well, I'm gonna head off to play modded Minecraft with a buddy. All right, buddy. Thank you so much
Because I keep leaving.
for stopping in.
Yeah.
Relationship update.
All right.
Brad, he's innocent, he's truthful, he's witty, he's envious.
All right. So
Cute.
he's cat. Help Alex prepare for the trip.
All right.
Remember, no baby mics. Yeah, trust me. We already know that.
Wait, what?
He's talking about kids.
Oh, for us.
Traits updated. R1. Innocent, witty, envious,
I
truthful.
just did this.
It said traits updated.
Yeah, but I had already done it.
Okay. Just R1 real quick. Alright, pictures. Okay, go to L1 again. Secrets. And one more time. Bearings. Okay.
Oh, this just keeps getting deeper and deeper, and I'm lost.
We're diving out in.
Your input on something? Yeah, what?
The death gods have spoken. He is the one that must die. You hear that?
Yeah.
Alex is going down.
It's that earring he's got. It's just driving me crazy. You know what? I just want you to give it some thought. Actually, just go with your gut.
No, yes, you gotta do something. Hurry.
Go with your gut. If it's right, you'll know.
Bearing updated. R1.
What is he
R1.
talking about? If what's right? I missed that.
I don't know. Brad told Alex to follow his gut.
Relationship. Oh, proposal. He wants to propose to Julia Gulia. Don't do it.
Don't propose to Miss Gulia.
Okay. Ooh, I got a picture.
Ooh, excuse me.
Got a sticker. I got a
I
trophy.
got a stacker.
What is it? What did I get?
You got that. It's about the proposal. You told him to go with his gut.
Oh, there she
So that's
is.
an important part. Excited.
Julia.
Julia Conrad's sister Alex's girlfriend. Reckless. There's me.
Oh, hey, Conrad.
Foolhardy and relaxed.
He looks like a fool.
That's my guy. That's the guy I'm playing as.
Sorry. Connie, this is Alex.
Hey, what's up, man?
Connie.
Watch it, sis.
If I ever had a name Conrad, I wouldn't want to be called Connie.
Finally meet you, Conrad. This is Brad, by the way, my little bro. Hey.
It's my little bro.
I feel like I already know you. I've heard so much about you.
Yeah, likewise.
This is Brad.
Wanna crack a cold one with me?
My name's Conrad. I'm so good. I'm so good at drinking. I'm the best.
Cool. Hey. I love
Tut. I love beer. I love alcohol.
I'm a big alcohol fan.
He's like, I just cracked my first beer open.
It's Jim. Don't ruin it. You ever do any diving before?
Oh, say something. Say something.
Yeah, I don't want to lie.
No, actually. Never done it before. Water virgin. Nice.
Is Jeff updated R1?
Yeah.
Water virgin.
Alright, so Conrad.
He's very insecure right now, but he's also relaxed.
And excited and innocent.
Okay.
Super innocent.
Super duper.
Wait, no, go press it again. Press select X. There you go. Brad told the truth about his previous experience with diving. Conrad liked that Brad had a beer with him. All right.
I don't want to do this every time I make a decision.
Well,
it's not
yeah,
fun.
Okay. You almost sound like Lumpy Space Princess when you get sassy.
This one? Yes.
You getting all sassy on
This
me.
is Mr. Sassafras. Oh, there's Fliss with the lips.
There's the lip girl. There's my lip girl. There she is. That's my other character.
Those shorts are very, very skimpy. I don't think I've seen shorts like that ever before.
Wow.
I'm getting old.
Are you? Wait, is that everybody? She just takes off.
Wow, I hope we're all here because we're gone.
Because here we go. We are not more no more, John.
Nobody else can get that joke.
I know.
Wait, now it's
Becky,
my...
it's your turn.
But it was my... I already had my turn. I've had 3 turns now. When's it going to be your
Keep
turn?
Ooh.
Ooh, Brad.
Brad, you're
Brad,
breaking my
that
balls,
one
Brad.
beer queer.
One beer queer, Brad. You're breaking my balls, Brad. You're breaking my balls.
You, want anything like that? Yeah. You know, make it
The beer, no. When he dropped it. Okay, Brad likes beer.
What about over here?
Ooh.
I can't hear a thing.
Sorry.
What are these reps you're looking for? Usually these things are crawling with divers.
Wow, she's got a low voice.
I'm just saying, if it gets too late, I know some nice places where you can just take, a nice dive.
Let's take a nice dive.
Take a nice little dive.
Brad did his homework. If he says it right here, it's here.
Okay, look, you're the client. I'm just saying we don't have unlimited daylight.
I'm gonna go help Conrad and Julia with the camera.
Yeah, is it just me or...
Whoa, you see that?
What you got?
Relationship updated. With someone, with Fliss.
Cool.
Fliss. Cool, alright. Okay, I got it.
Feast your eyes on this.
Oh.
Brad's calculations were right on the money.
Always bet on Brad.
Kid's a whiz. We should thank him.
Bliss, we found a plane.
Yeah?
Yeah, looks like World War II. We are ready to dive.
You got this. Low voice, high shorts. Big lips, low voice, high shorts.
What are they
Big
saying?
lips. I'm sorry.
Stop talking. I don't even know what they said. Just a second. Wait.
See, who cares?
Wait,
Press start. Press the options button real quick.
dive the right way. Come on, what is this, kindergarten?
I had to bring it up.
Press the start
Go
button real
down,
quick.
take a look.
Options button.
Who's gonna know? Fine.
Why?
Go to settings.
Uh.
Down to settings.
Oh, I didn't even see that.
Go to audio and language. Go to text. Toggle subtitles. Because I think people like having subtitles on.
Yes. There we go.
And then hit back. And then yes.
Okay.
And keep going.
Don't touch anything.
Well, we know
Just
that's
can't
what
wait to be the
happened.
first one down there. Can you imagine? Untouched.
Subtitles. Yeah. See. Penguins just wrote subtitles.
We should be ready to get you guys in the water in a few.
I'll set up the tank.
They're so
The boys will do
tiny.
final checks.
They're very small.
Take a look at the camera. See if you can find
Hey.
anything useful.
I'm talking about the subtitles
Julia's
here.
face, she's really weird looking. Like when she is making expressions. Did you see that side eye? She's just like,
Wait, what?
nothing.
Show us again.
Oh.
There it is.
Okay. Got
Hey,
it.
hey.
Hey, sweetie.
Hi, sweetie.
Hey, sweetie. Hey, sweetie poo. What are you doing, Brad?
Not as small as those shorts.
I don't
Rim
know.
shot.
I don't know what she said.
Sorry, I'm sorry.
It's okay.
Need an extra hand? Never used a rebreather before.
I think we're in good shape. Probably not a bad idea for you to have a clue how these things work. Gotta say, not too happy with our captain at the moment.
Yeah, I know. She's such a babe.
Yeah, I know. Let's just play cool for now.
Cool? Why?
There's no point in antagonizing her.
If she tries to keep me from doing this dive one more time, that's it. Gloves off.
That's fair. Just don't force her hand.
Don't force that.
Alright, I'm gonna get these rebreathers set up and then we'll go through the final steps together.
Cool. Just holler at us when you're ready.
Holla.
There's a little gap in the tail. Take a look.
Ugh. What are we looking at?
A gap in the tail? I guess they're trying to figure out a way of getting in.
R. Here you go. Other way, I think. And then keep going that way.
Yeah.
Oh, getting closer. Getting closer. There it is.
I
Oh,
see it. In the
wants you
center.
to keep going. Wants you to keep going.
I'm just looking at it from different angles.
Okay.
That was it.
All right. Happy birthday to you, yeah.
Do you know how to use that? No.
You just turned it off.
You might want to just let it do its thing.
Okay.
What has he got on this back there?
What's up?
He's got a tail.
Sorry,
I think equipment gets.
That brewski, huh? You should know better, don't worry.
Jeez, man. You should know how to handle your liquor. Lay off.
Jeez.
We don't like him though. We don't like Alex, so
Come on.
he's gonna be a jerk.
Go hit the high seas.
Okay.
I'll be up on the good.
Warm, warm disco. It's all about the disco.
Why is that a
YOLO.
bathroom? Why is it locked?
Try it again. Somebody's probably in there. Doing something they shouldn't be. Oh, what's that?
Oh,
What?
it foreshadows stuff.
Alright, premonition, high and dry, R1. Alright, go over the secrets, maybe?
Oh, how do I?
L1? L1?
Oh. Oh, this is kind of like an Until Dawn when they had like
Yeah. So
I don't see.
let's go to the bearings. L1?
Oh, sorry. Nope.
It said that there was a premonition unlocked. Go to the right or go back. Oh, wait. Go back to the bearings. Go to proposal. Oh, never mind. Never mind. All right, go back to Alex. Or pictures. What's pictures? All right, there you go.
Oh.
Go to that one. View premonition.
It's Brad. It looks like he was somewhere.
Oh God, I don't like that.
It looked like he was trapped.
I don't like that at all.
Okay.
All right, let's see. Is there anything else you can?
I don't think so. I want to like
What
turn
was
this
that over
thing back
there?
on.
Over to the right. Yeah, right there.
Oh,
Yep.
nice.
Phil, you didn't look at what it said.
Oh, I pressed it.
You gotta hold it
once.
down.
Oh,
Hold down
oh,
R.
okay.
Got you. So hold it down.
Gotcha.
Félicite-toi.
Felicite, maybe?
That's what I just said. Or Felicity?
Oh, she just had a birthday a few days ago.
Hello, my name is Felicity.
120 pounds? She's tiny.
I don't think she's 120. She's thick. She's got those big lips. Those are at least 5 pounds apiece.
Infrastructure identified on the rear is
Eye colors, hair's color.
Okay.
No, you see that? It said eye colors and
What?
hair's color.
Did it really?
Yeah.
Is there really a typo that you just found?
Uh-huh.
Should we let what company made this? Supermassive or something?
Yep.
What's the name of the company? Something massive.
Something, ew, it's very massive. It's
Supermassive.
something,
Super mega.
something about it is massive. Okay.
Wait, what did she say?
It's a massive thing.
Alright, let's be polite. Let's be polite.
Yeah, sorry about before. Everybody's just so... We've been planning this whole thing for a while now.
I get it. But there are rules and laws and customs. These rules are all pretty basic stuff. How much experience do you have with these kind of guys?
I've had a couple wrecks over the years. Not an expert, but, experienced.
If this is your first unreported wreck, then you should know there's a very specific protocol you have to follow. For all you know, this could be a war grave. Disturbing it would be illegal and immoral.
I get it. How much?
Fine. I get it. How much?
How much what?
How much money will it take for you to stop breathing down our necks?
You. This is not about the money. You know what? I can't stop you. Just respect the rules down there. Don't do anything stupid that'll get my ass in trouble.
You got a big lips. I mean, Fliss. Traits updated.
Okay, so this is the rebreather. Way cooler than a regular scuba setup. It takes all that CO2 that you normally just exhale into the water, and instead it gets totally reused. Then it reduces decompression time on your way up. State of the art.
Get about.
It gets totally reused.
Okay, check done.
Just to let everybody know, I think we're gonna be streaming for another 15 minutes, and then we're gonna call it quits. Looking good. Appreciate it.
Set me straight.
Okay, you little clownfishes. I'm gonna go see what Bliss is up to.
You behave, Connie.
Looking for a first mate.
What is that?
Take one or the other. I don't know.
Okay.
Hurry up, though.
You're on camera. I'll take the wheel.
Let's get a before photo.
All right, kids. Good to go.
Relationship updated. That's up to you.
Remember the rules.
Talk or take. Hurry.
What am I?
One or the other. See,
Oh,
you
jeez.
gotta go right or left, and then
Got it.
you didn't. You did neither. Okay.
Well, when that pops up, does it want me to do
Yeah. Once you hold it.
to that direction on
Yeah.
either one?
Yeah.
Oh, see, because I'm just doing one to that direction. So, like, if I wanted the left, I took the right stick. And went
Yeah.
to the
I
left.
gotcha. So you missed the stick.
Yeah. Probably should have taken that instead of the phone.
Instead of, well, you could have taken both, but you missed your opportunity because you didn't press anything.
Oh, I thought you could only take one or the other.
It said there was talk or take, and you didn't do anything. You didn't choose either of them. You were supposed to hold it down. You
I
missed
went to the
opportunity.
left. I went to the left.
Yeah, but you
to
didn't
talk.
hold it. But you didn't hold it.
Yeah,
So you
because
didn't
I'm
do
still
either
trying
of
to
them.
figure out the controllers.
Let's shoot to the CRT vision. Ooh, that looks so good. On that old CRT TV. This is what we're filming on, guys. This is what we're watching it on. This is a camera right on that
All right,
TV.
it's your turn.
Oh, is it?
There you go.
Wait for it. Transition, guys. It's time for my turn. Here we go.
Howdy, Captain. You fancy applying for your second in command?
You are not my second
Well.
Third in command. No. Freshening your capital.
Still a no.
Your well-paying, dashingly handsome, seafaring client is requesting the pleasure of your company over a frosty amber liquid.
Ooh. Oh, this is her. Okay, this is improving capacity to focus. Sure, why not?
Sure. Why not?
Vinning clink.
It's very charming. Oh, two people go swimming into the deep for a romantic moment. Looks like someone gonna get a ring and a freak accident soon. Don't ask a lady about her money. It's a long story.
It's a long story. It's complicated and it's really difficult to explain.
Well, I'm a complicated guy. Try me.
Well, it involves at least several trips to the bank and signing of big stacks of paper with large numbers on them.
So, you took out a loan?
You're smarter than you look.
If you're interested, maybe my family can make an investment in your business.
Woo.
That's very kind of you to offer. I suppose we could have that conversation.
Uh-oh.
You know what? I better spend some time keeping the Duke of Milan ship shape.
Oh, relationship. Okay. It's my turn. Now I get to really check it all out. Fliss did not appreciate Conrad flirting with her. Wow, Conrad.
As a negatory.
That's a negatory. That's unsanitary right there. Fliss accepted Conrad's offer of investment. Look at that. Okay, let's take a look again. Ooh, speedboat. Alex didn't take the bang stick on the dive.
Yeah, I know.
But that's okay, actually, because we might need it.
That's true.
On the boat.
That's a good point. See, and that's what I was thinking.
The whole time, that's what you were thinking.
The wrong button.
That's what I was thinking. Guys, don't worry. I got you covered.
So, I'm going to watch when you have some of these options. I'm going to watch how you do it. Because I think for some reason I'm relating it to other games and it's a little different. Plus, I don't have as much experience.
See, look. Eye colors. Hair's color. Eye colors. And hair's color.
Where are you seeing that? Oh, there it is. Well, maybe they're not talking about just her head hair. She has hair on her eyebrows.
Okay.
And her arms.
Oops,
and
she hid that.
sometimes we have hair on top of our toes.
That means that there's something she doesn't want people to see on it.
They don't want... She doesn't want people to know that her toe hair is the same color as her head hair.
Yeah, that's it. Let's take a look, guys.
Wow, that is not your everyday wreck. I hope those clowns don't get me in trouble.
I don't see anyone.
Yeah, where are they? Or maybe just looking at the same pictures I looked at before.
Oh, maybe.
Yeah.
You might be right. You may be right.
You may be crazy.
Huh. Okay.
Wait, go back over to the left.
Hold on. Where?
Right there.
That thing?
Oh. Is that like a bird?
I don't know. I have no idea what that is. I don't know. I don't know. Adonai. Okay. Let's see. So we can talk to him for a second. But hang on a tick.
He's just here for the beverages.
He'll just be like, yo, you want another bro? No, man, I don't.
Check in on Brad.
Another picture. Bang stick.
That was Conrad grabbing it.
What was it?
Yeah, watch it again.
No, that was
Oh,
Alex.
never
or
mind.
Brad.
Yeah, I think it was Alex actually because it's cut off shoulders. All right, you're gonna need.
Oh
you're gonna
no,
need it.
you might be right. It might be Conrad. One more time. Ready?
Okay,
Oh,
see
it's-
the hairline looks
Yeah,
like Conrad.
it does. You're right. It might be Conrad.
But Conrad currently is not wearing that shirt, so.
Open her up. Happy birthday. Ooh. God,
What
Lord.
stuff is she going through?
I don't know.
Clearly not hers because she's not sleeping on this boat. She's just driving it.
Shroud of innocence.
That's Brad's suitcase.
Wow, she is a major B. Major B move. Alright, let's see. Can we... It's hard to control these guys.
How's it going?
Not that by cold frost. feel like such a wimp.
Hey, it's your vacation. You're allowed to overdo it.
I am officially starting a temperance club. Party of one. Lifetime membership. Hope the lovebirds are having the time of their lives down there.
Hope they know what they're doing.
What do you know?
Yeah.
What do you know about this wreck?
Just rumors and theories. I got tired of the speculation and wanted to see if there was actually anything there.
Got you to World War II. How'd you figure it out? Skeptical.
So, how did you figure it out?
Everyone was just looking at where the plane was headed. But I asked myself, where was the plane from? You know, where was that airbase? So I made some guesses based on that hypothetical return flight, and I guess I guessed good.
I guessed good. You could use those old stories. I hope they... Oh, you have so much time. Whoa.
Yeah. Oh, you didn't notice that?
Look, there's a boat.
No. I noticed during talking,
Oh,
but
okay.
you only have so much time to do everything that you want to do.
Yeah.
That is not the Coast Guard. So we're not under arrest.
How should we handle this?
Huh.
Be quiet. Let me handle it.
We are not doing anything.
Oops.
I'm the captain, so
Watch it. Said...
What are you trying to do?
be quiet and let me handle it. You got that?
Whoa.
Guys, you gotta keep back. We've got divers in the water.
They just ran right into the boat.
No, they ran into the line.
Oh, it looked like they...
We can take care of this, man. It's not a problem. What do you think? Like, $10 cover it?
Whoa.
Oh, whoops, my bad. Let's make it 20. Well, shoot, you think it's more like 30? I can do 30.
Wow.
Alright, you gotta strive a hard bargain, but I'm with you. Here, just throw in the whole pot.
Oh my gosh. Just throwing money at him. It's super degrading.
That wasn't a good idea. You're gonna get yourself killed, Conrad. What time is it? It's 11. Alright.
Oh, baby.
I don't know. Well, this is as good a spot as any.
Yeah, I think it's a good spot.
Hi, boys and girls.
Oh, this is cool though. I'm excited.
Me too.
I am excited.
Me too. I'm super excited.
We'll be back when your nose stops leaking.
Yes. Guys, thank you so much for watching and being a part of the stream. You're all amazing. We love you all. Really wanna just thank you for coming out.
I'm the captain of this ship.
I'm gonna hit continue, and then we're gonna go to return to main menu. Wait, who said that? Let's see. Wait, man, this is stressful. Wipes brow with $100 bill. Look at me. I'm the captain of this ship. That's right.
I'm liking this game. It's
Yeah,
cool.
me too. All right, boys and girls.
Very cool. Very cool.
We will see you guys later. Thank you so much. Take care.
Good night.